Hey guys, how's it going? This is Seth from retipster.com, and in this video, we're going to talk about video. So as a real estate investor and a real estate blogger, I'm very much in tune with the value of video. I just know that it brings a lot of value to the table that a lot of other communication mediums can't do. And it's really all about the visual elements that video provides. If you want to show pictures of a property, if you want to show your face, if you want to show the thing you're talking about, you can do that with video, but you can't do that with pretty much anything else. This is something that I think a lot of real estate agents and real estate investors kind of miss the boat on when it comes to selling properties, and even other things like building their buyers list or creating content for the people that they're trying to help. I think we all know that video can be very powerful, but the problem with video is they're kind of hard to do. Make no mistake, it takes years of practice, learning, and experience to even approach the ability to create a high quality video. And if you don't want to do it, you're going to have to hire somebody to do all this stuff for you. And guess what? That's going to be pretty expensive because that person has to have years of learning and experience so that they can do it. So there's a huge barrier to entry for a lot of people when they start thinking about video, because unless you're just taking your phone and doing a selfie shot talking to the camera, which you can certainly do, but if you want to do something beyond that, a lot of people just don't even know where to start because there's this big mountain in front of them that seems impossible to scale if they want to make great videos. For a long time, like pretty much since video was a thing, that's been true. However, something you really need to know about is that video has gotten much easier to make. It used to be that you'd have to spend like several full days getting acquainted with just the software that you need to start editing videos. But now you can get there in a matter of minutes. And I'm going to show you exactly how this is possible with a software service called InVideo. So these guys reached out to me recently, like many people do, and they offered me a free lifetime subscription to this service if I would take a really close look at it and put together some kind of a review just showing people how it works. And I've actually used similar software services like this before, and I knew that it would be pretty easy to use, but the difference that I saw with InVideo is that they actually give you a ton of flexibility in how you can make these videos look. You can change up the pictures, the video, the music, the font, the colors, the layout. There's tons of different templates to choose from. It's truly remarkable what you can get with this. So stick with me. I'm going to show you the software. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's super easy to create these videos, and there's a lot of different potential uses and ways you can put this to work. But without further ado, let's jump into it and I'll show you how this works. All right, so we do actually have an affiliate relationship with InVideo. So if you click on the link beneath this video, you should go to a homepage that looks something like this. And just full disclosure, if you do decide to sign up and give it a shot and actually pay for the service, we will get a small commission from that. So once you do create an account and you sign in like I did here, the first thing you're going to see is a page that looks something like this. At least this is how it looks at the time of this recording. And they give you a few different choices in how you want to get started building your video. So for example, if you already have like a blog post or maybe even a property listing with some information that's already put there on the page, what you can do is actually go here, start a project, and then plug in the URL of wherever your article or blog post is, and it will use some artificial intelligence to start putting that video together for you and filling in a lot of the blanks. So just for example, say if we wanted this video to go on YouTube or somewhere where the video dimensions are horizontal. By the way, if you wanted to do Instagram video or Facebook video, you could do square, or even like an Insta story or a Facebook story or something like that, you could do vertical as well. They make it super easy to format it however you want. But in this example, I'm going to pick horizontal, and then we're going to pick a template to work with. So as you can see, there's all kinds of different examples here that pretty much all look good. It's just a matter of which one you think looks best for what you're trying to do. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one right here. And as you can see, it was kind of playing that video for us with the music in the background so we could see pretty clearly what our video is going to look like, at least to begin with. We can start here by putting the headline. Let's say in this case, if I'm trying to do a property listing, I might start with like the address of that property. And then when it comes to add a story here, we can either copy and paste that in here from another source, say if we've put together something in a Word document or something like that, or if this is a listing or article or blog post or whatever, that already exists somewhere else on the internet, we can go ahead and drop that URL right here. So just as an example, I'm going to go ahead and put the URL of a blog post in here and we'll see what it does with it. So we'll just give this a try as an example. And this can also auto suggest images and videos to be put in here in this video. And it basically just analyzes the text and what you're saying and uses that as a basis to find content to put in here. So let's see what it does. And just while we're waiting for that, I also want to just point out something that's pretty helpful. If you do decide to sign up for InVideo, you can get access to their Facebook community. And the reason this community is kind of cool, I think, is because users will regularly post examples of videos that they have made. So you can kind of use that as ideas for whatever it is you're putting together videos for, whether you're trying to sell a property or promote a product or just create a different visual version of another piece of content that you've already put together. There's all kinds of ideas that people showcase here, and some of them are like really good. Some of them are kind of like, okay, I don't really care. But if you want to keep an eye on this Facebook group, like, I'm not kidding, you'll find all kinds of really cool ideas and inspiration to work with when you're putting together your own videos. And some of them look like really, really sharp. And I should also mention that this kind of software is like the exact thing that a lot of other major publications use on a regular basis. Companies like CNBC, I know I've seen videos like this on NBC's YouTube channel, CNN, other publications like In the Know and Cheddar that have just all kinds of interesting ideas and things that they talk about using these types of videos. And they're usually not long at all, but I'm willing to bet you've probably seen stuff like this before on social media and stuff like that. And they're always pretty interesting, especially when they're done well. So this Facebook group is just a really solid place to go if you're just looking for ideas and another new spin you can put on your own content. So if we head back over here to InVideo, so you can kind of see right here, this is the information that it fetched from the blog post. And what I can do is just hover over here, and whenever I see a sentence or a set of words that I think would go good in this video, all I got to do is click on it and it will bring it over there. And one of the things I learned pretty quickly when I started making these kinds of videos is that a lot of the stuff in a blog post or a property listing or whatever is not the kind of thing that it makes sense to show in these kinds of videos, because if you do that, your video is going to be like 20 minutes long. You really just want to pick out the absolutely vital parts of your content that need to be in there and only show that stuff so that the video stays engaging and people can actually watch it to the end. And again, remember, you only want these videos to be like a minute tops. So you kind of want to get to the point and not waste time. So just pick out the most important things you want to show. And this is actually a good example to use because this original blog post is really, really long. If you're just going to read it, it would take you about 28 minutes to read through the whole thing. So obviously a video would be like hours long if you're trying to do all that. So really what I would do in this kind of situation is pick maybe 5 or 10 of these 50 examples and maybe include one sentence at the most, if that, for each of the ones that you're going to list out. And then at the very end of the video, say, see the full list over at retipster.com/whatever, so they can go and do it then. And then include that link beneath your video on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're showing this kind of video. So you don't want to show everything in these summary videos, just the few most important nuggets and then enough encouragement to get them to actually take action and or go to the source of where all this content came from. And also along the same lines of trying to keep this content concise, even when we put the full sentences in this video, we'll still probably want to edit this to make it even shorter because you don't have a whole lot of room to waste when you're putting this kind of thing together. For example, on this first sentence, instead of saying that entire thing, I might say like, most people have a surprisingly small imagination when it comes to land. And then something like, there are a lot of potential options to consider with a vacant land property. So kind of get the idea. You want to keep all these sentences, even the few that you actually end up using, very, very concise when you're putting this kind of thing together. Then we can go over here to the storyboard and it'll process this for a little bit. And actually, before we even go down that road, something else I should probably show you is that there's another way to go about creating these videos when you get started. And if you don't already have a fully completed piece of content that you're starting from, you can start just completely from scratch. And that's actually what I did the first few times I used InVideo. So I'm going to go back to the very beginning And instead of going over here, we're going to go right here to these ready-made versatile templates and do it that way. And it kind of follows a similar flow where you can start by just deciding which template you want to work with from the very beginning. And you can filter these options based on the dimensions that you want the video to be. And then also, if you know which type of video you're trying to make, you can filter it even further with these options down here. So for example, I'm going to click on this one, video ads, and then we're going to go with horizontal for this one. You can kind of scroll through these options so that you're not spending a ton of time looking through every possible option on the table. And let's see, I think that this one right here kind of looks like a good real estate based template that would most likely apply in my kind of business. So I'm going to start with this one and click on that. And again, it's going to show us a quick preview of what this is going to look like. So if you want to watch the whole thing from beginning to end, you can do that, or you can just get started and start messing around with it. So we'll do that. And right off the bat, some of the controls you're going to want to pay the most attention to is up here. You can kind of mess around with the colors that are shown in your video. So if you want, you can just use whatever comes with that template. Or if you already have very specific colors laid out for your brand, you can put those in here and just pick and choose from those. I know this kind of thing saves me a ton of time because I actually do have a color template set up for my brand. And then you can also do this kind of custom thing. But if you want to mess around with the colors of the text and the backgrounds and all that, you can do that there. You can also upload your logo to the video, which is super helpful. If you're going to do this, you're going to want to have a transparent PNG file so that it actually looks correct and doesn't have a big white background to it. But it's super easy to get your logo right there. All you'd have to do is go over here to uploads and upload your logo there. And actually the images you're seeing over here are other images I've uploaded for past videos I've done. So whether it's an image you got from a place like unsplash.com, which is just full of a ton of free high quality images, or your logo, or even stock imagery, or even video, this is where you can see all the uploads that you've ever uploaded to date. So let's just say, for example, if I wanted to change up the image we're seeing in the background here, all I'd have to do is go over here to this section and click that X to get rid of it. And then instead, I'm gonna upload this random picture of some horses. So let's try doing that instead. And then there we go. Now this was a square image, so it doesn't really fit all that well. Maybe I can try to find a better horizontal landscape shaped image. Let's get rid of that and we'll try this one instead. It still looks a little bit better, but I think I can do even better. We're gonna go ahead and crop in on that image like this. And there we go. Now it's taken up the entire frame. And then if we wanna change up the text, that's really easy as well. I just have to click on that and you can change whatever it says right here. In this case, the text is a little too long, so start at a new line. But it's super easy to just stretch this out so it all gets spaced out correctly. And then we'll put that there. And then we'll go down here, finish off the suns, and then readjust this little box to fit a little bit better. And it's really pretty intuitive. If you're at all familiar with the free software Canva, there's actually a lot of similarities between that and this. I think it's still going to take a little bit of learning if you do decide to use InVideo, but I think it's actually this company's goal to try to become the Canva for video, just in terms of making it super easy to upload, drag and drop, and adjust all the things you want to without having to learn any complicated and expensive video editing software. This kind of thing will fill in a lot of the gaps for you. Now, say if you wanted to include video here instead of an image, I think video footage actually ends up looking a lot better if you can get it. And one of the other really cool things about InVideo is that you get access to a massive library of stock footage that you can basically just use to your heart's content. You don't have to pay extra for this if you are a paying user of InVideo. If you have a free account, you can't use it. But if you're a paying subscriber, and by the way, it's super cheap to sign up for this, which we'll cover in just a minute. But if you do pay for the software, you can use as much of this footage as you want. All you gotta do is go up here to this media button and then specify that you're looking for video, not images. So if you click on video, and let's just say we're looking for, I don't know, land in this case, and we'll see what comes up. So we've got a lot of different options to choose from. And all you'd have to do is drag it over there. In this case, we're going to want to replace what's already there. So we'll do that. We're going to want to specify how long this video clip is going to play in the overall scheme of the video. I've usually found that like about 6 seconds, maybe 8 seconds is a good time frame. Kind of depends on how much text you're trying to show on the screen. You kind of have to use your best judgment, but I'm going to set this one at about 8.5 seconds. Just for good measure. You can also play around with the transitions between these slides, whether you want them to fade into each other or swipe right or swipe left or do any other kind of crazy thing. There's lots of options to choose from here. And something else you can do for these videos is have some really nice high quality music, which again, guess what? If you're a paying user, there is a massive library of free music to choose from. And I will say, I'm actually personally kind of a snob when it comes to the music that I use in my videos. I need it to convey a certain kind of feeling, and it needs to sound very high quality. And there's a lot of music out there, especially in these stock music libraries, that don't sound all that high quality, or maybe they do, but people choose the wrong music for the thing they're trying to talk about in the video. So I would say don't take this decision lightly. It's actually kind of important to choose music that is going to make your thing sound and feel the way you want it to, so it actually conveys the right emotion. And one way that InVideo makes this a little bit easier is by giving you these different categories to choose from. So whether you want the music to sound angry or bright or calm or dark, I'm not sure why you'd want that, but it's obviously up to you depending on whatever it is you're talking about in the video. For the kind of videos I would be making, whether it's to show a property listing in the form of a video or to summarize a blog post that I've written, I'd probably be going with like bright or calm or maybe entertaining or happy or inspirational, something like that. So if we click on this, we can click play and just listen in to what some of these things sound like. That one. So that sounds kind of whimsical. I'm not sure if that's exactly the vibe I'm going for, but maybe. I don't know. Try some other options here. Okay, I can tell just from the first few seconds, I think that one's a winner. So we're going to go ahead and click select on this one. And I should also mention, if you do have your own royalty-free music that you've already bought somewhere else, or say if you happen to be a musician and you've created a song that you think sounds awesome and would go perfect with your video, you can always upload your own audio files to your heart's content. So I'll just totally leave that up to you. At this point, I'm going to go up here and just preview this video so far just to see how it's sitting so far. A lot of times I find that when I'm making these videos, I'll sort of have this vision in my head of what I think the video is going to come out looking like, but then when I actually preview the thing, it's like, oh yeah, that kind of played a little too long, or that doesn't say exactly what I meant, or that doesn't really make sense, or I want to make this clip shorter, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to quick preview this and we'll see how it looks so far. So like just in that example there, obviously the words that are showing up on the screen are not what I would actually be saying in this video. But I noticed in that second slide there, it played a little bit longer than I would want. So if I wanted to change that, I could go ahead and click on this down here, and then right here where it says scene duration, I can shorten that to however many seconds I want. So I might change it to like 6 seconds just to see how that goes. And this is fine. So we'll go ahead and watch this again just to see that. Okay, so you might have noticed that first slide there did kind of a weird thing where the text kind of entered the frame twice, which is obviously not what we want. That's actually one thing I noticed in the time that I've been using it, is that there does seem to be a little bit of glitchiness here and there. If I were to actually export this video, it would not be showing like that. That's something that I think only shows in the preview for whatever reason. So just keep that in mind. You might run across some oddities like that, but it's honestly not that big of a deal. It's super easy to change this stuff up. It's also super easy to change up the font, the color, the size of this text right down down here, there's a ton of fonts to choose from. And if you do want to make the text bigger or smaller, I've actually found it's really easy if you unlock this thing like that. And then when you move this around, the text will automatically fill in to become as big as it needs to be so that it fills up that entire area. So you don't have to guess what the exact number needs to be. It'll just do it based on however big you make the box. So we can change this around more if we want to. We can move this stuff around too. Looks like I got to unlock that one as well. There you go. So it's really easy to move things around as you need to, and it's just not that hard to figure out in general. I think the first time I made a video like this, it probably took me like a half hour just to figure out where things were, how to change things up, how to find the right music, how to export things, all that stuff. However, I think now that I've done a few of these, I can probably whip these things out in like 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, something like that. When I was talking to the people from InVideo, they were telling me that the average time span that it takes for their average user to make a video, it's about 25 minutes. So that's looking at the people who take the most time and the people who just fly through these things. That's the average. So you may be able to do them a lot faster. And also, of course, once you create a template or two or three that you know you like, it's going to be a lot easier to get in here and get to the end product a lot quicker because you're not having to figure out, oh, okay, what font do I want? Or what music do I want? Or what dimensions do I want? Because you already sort of have a proven recipe that you can go back to again and again. And it doesn't have to take you as long as it has. So whenever you are ready to go, all you'd have to do is go back to this preview section and then click this export button and it will start to export that for you. And it's going to take a few minutes for that to become available. And when it is available, it will send you an email, or you can just hang out at this page and wait till the thing is finished processing. And just to show you some other examples that I have exported in the past, I'm going to go ahead and download this one. So this was another video listing example that I made just totally from scratch. I didn't even have a real listing that I was using. I just went through the exact same process I just showed you, picked a template and then changed around the text and the music and the transitions until it looked the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and just show you what it looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and click play and I'll show you what I came up with. All right, so in hindsight, as I watched that again, something that I probably would change up is I might make these slides just a little bit shorter in terms of the time frame. Like maybe I might take a second off of each one just so people can get to the end of the video a lot faster. I think a video that's like a full minute is probably on the long side, especially for a property listing video like this. I think you'd probably want to keep this between like maybe 30 and 50 seconds. And I'm kind of spitballing when I say that. I don't have any like proven formula that I know works, but just from my natural intuition when I watch this kind of thing, you kind of want to get to the point quickly. And really the objective is to get the person to go to your website or to pick up the phone and call and see more information. This is really just to find interested parties and reel them in a little bit further so that they can then, contact you and inquire more about the property if they're really interested in it. And also something else I'll point out is that I got a lot of these sample images from a website called Unsplash. I think if I had some high quality video or even some good stock footage, that probably would have worked even better in terms of making the video more engaging. And it's also important to point out that if you decide to do videos like this for a product or property or whatever it is that you're talking about, it goes without saying that the visual elements you decide to put in your video are super important. If you have like pictures or video that's like really poorly done or just poorly lit or just not high quality, it could actually end up like hurting what you're trying to do more than helping it. So I would say if you can't get good videos or pictures of the thing you're talking about, then you might be better off just not doing this at all. But since high quality pictures and possibly video should hopefully be in the course of your regular business when it comes time to put together property listings, those digital assets should be available to you already because you have them for your listing and now you're just repurposing them for this video. So I don't think it's really asking that much to get your hands on that stuff, but just so you know, if you don't have it, and if you're not able to find good pictures or video in the stock imagery department of InVideo to use for the thing you're talking about, then you might be better off just not even bothering with this. But if you do have that stuff, I think it can be a super helpful thing to add to your overall selling and promotion effort. Now, when it comes to the pricing of this, something I want to point out is that it's really pretty good. And they even have a free plan, which I think is useful if you just want to figure out, okay, is this software going to work for me? Can I figure out where to go and how to make these videos? But if you're really serious about making more than like 1 or 2 of these a month and using some of the premium video footage and that kind of thing, there is a very, very easy case to be made for paying for this business plan. I've used some other similar video creation software like this in the past that's like totally cloud-based online, and the prices for some of the other options out there are starting at like $50 a month for the cheapest plan. So the fact that you can get access to all this stuff at $10 a month, and that's like the most expensive plan they have, and it gives you access to all this stuff. I do think that some people have more of an eye for video than other people do, even though it's something that everybody can technically do, and it's really never been easier before than it is now. Even then, I know I've seen videos before from people where like the music they chose just wasn't quite right, or the visuals just didn't make sense, or the slides weren't quite as succinct as they could have been. So I know that it honestly doesn't always make sense for anybody and everybody to use this kind of thing because not everybody is gifted at this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to try to tell you that you need to do this and you can't survive without it, because that's just not true. I know there's all kinds of stuff you can do without ever getting involved with this kind of software. However, if you find that you enjoy making videos, if you feel like you're good at them, and if you are regularly promoting your stuff on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and the like, then like seriously, there's a lot of value to be had from this kind of software. And I believe InVideo also has a service. I don't recall all the specifics of how much it costs or anything like that, but I think they also have a service where you can even have them make these videos for you. So like if you want to get in on this, but like you just are not confident you have what it takes to make it work, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't make these kinds of videos. It would just probably cost a little bit more to have their team make them for you. And of course, they also have a monthly option, which is going to cost a little bit more. But you know, if you don't want to commit to a full year at a time, you could always go that route as well. So anyway, I know video is a super helpful thing. I've always been a huge believer in videos. I've got tons of videos on my YouTube channel. If you've ever followed what I've been doing for any length of time, you know that, video is a big thing for me. So when I saw this, I was just like, man, people need to know about this. Because I know when I was first getting into video, I had a lot of fear of like showing my face on the screen, even using my voice. And even though I knew a great video could go a long way, like there's just a lot of obstacles standing in front of the average person, because I'll be the first to admit, like there's a lot that goes into making a good video, but something like InVideo can really eliminate a lot of those obstacles for a lot of people. And if you've always wanted to get in on this, but you just weren't sure how to put the pieces together, this could be something for you. So if you do want to give it a shot, REtipster does have an affiliate link with InVideo. You can check that out at retipster.com/InVideo. And then you'll head right over to the main website. So if you want to check that out through our affiliate link, we'll earn a super small commission from that. And we totally appreciate the support. And if not, it's totally cool too. We know this is not for everybody, but just want to make you aware of this resource out there on the internet. So hope you found this helpful. If you do decide to give it a shot, by all means, let me know how it goes. Feel free to leave a comment beneath this video and let us know, whether it's been helpful for you. So that's all. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you again later.